All right. Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today? Good. All right. Thank you all for attending here at Lancaster Gate for our HARP service in October. It might not be a completely packed room, but we're very grateful for everyone who is here, and thank you to those who are joining us online as well. And I know we've been here for a while, but let's just take 30 seconds to greet those around us and create a nice atmosphere in here. Good to see you, good to see you. All right, guys. Yeah, I saw some pretty emotional reunions there, some people catching up after a long time, so that's always lovely to see. As you can see, I'll be your MC for today. It's a nice photo from the HARP workshop. Come on, shout out Alma for photography, and Brendan as well. But yeah, let's just say a prayer to invite God to be with us here during our service. So everyone please join me in prayer, and stand if you don't mind, if your knees aren't broken. Thank you. All right. Dear Heavenly Parent and true parents, we'd like to invite you to be with us here in Lancaster Gate as we hold our HARP service. It's a very good opportunity for us to meet together as brothers and sisters, to learn from each other, and to enjoy each other's company. So I pray that you can speak through our sermon giver today, and this can all be, this whole service can be very nourishing for everyone who's here. I report this prayer now on behalf of everyone here, and in my name, Arian Isaac Rice, son of a blessed and true family, our Jew. Please take a seat. All right, so I think it's time to get some more energy in this room. So we're going to start off with some karaoke. So everyone stand up, and I want to hear your beautiful voices, okay? I want to hear an amazing sound in Lancaster Gate. Nothing on our very own band, so let's welcome them up. Hey!
All right. Good morning, guys. Yeah, small numbers today, but still, let's just give it all vibe out completely. This week's a bit special because we got a new member of our band here, Mr. Eddie Cooper. Please give it up for Eddie Cooper. Okay. So without further ado, let's go. We are one in the spirit. We are one in the Spirit, we are one in the Lord. We are one in the Spirit, we are one in the Lord. And we know that our unity will one day be restored. And they'll know we're God's children by our love, by our love. Yes, they'll know we're God's children by our love. We will walk with each other, we will walk hand in hand. We will walk with each other, we will walk hand in hand. And together we'll spread the word that God is in our land. And they'll know we're God's children by our love, by our love. Yes, they'll know we're God's children by our love. Okay, sisters, yeah. Let's go. Class. All right, we are one in the spirit, brothers. All right, one final time. Let's go. We are one in the Spirit, we are one in the Lord. We are one in the Spirit, we are one in the Lord. And we know that our unity will one day be restored. And they'll know we're God's children by our love, by our love. Yes, they'll know we're God's children by our love. Let's go. Eddie Cooper, everybody. Give it up. All right, thanks, guys. You can be seated.
Oh, beautiful stuff. Thank you, band. And so, sometimes it can be hard to know what's going on in the movement. Some people might not realize that there's a HARP service going on today. So if we don't even know what's going on in the country, it might be difficult to know what's going on in Europe, in our region. So now we're going to watch the EUME weekly update to find out what's going on and hopefully be inspired.
Good morning, welcome to this edition of Europe and Middle East Weekly News. I'm Gubson Capone from South Europe and I'm happy to be your presenter for this edition. October 14th marks an important date in our movement where in 1950 Chu Father could be liberated from Hungnam prison camp and been able to start a new providence in South Korea. On the same date, many blessing ceremonies were celebrated. In 1982, 6,000 couples were present in Chamshil. In 2009, the Chu Parents Cosmic Blessing in front of the Sun Moon University. Congratulations to all couples to celebrate this precious moment together. We are in the 40 days Witnessing Condition campaign. We want to present you some of these initiatives.
Family Federation and the Blessed Family Department Italy organized for every Friday evening a session on DP study on Zoom. Guests are really interested and about 60 people are participating every time. On October 2nd, the HARP Family Federation and the Women Federation were present in the city of Padua with other 300 associations for the annual People's Festival. It was a great chance to witness as they could meet many interested people. They could share some of two parents' autobiography and give the invitation for next Divine Principle one-day seminar.
For the Tribal Messiah's activity in Madrid, 13 new members of the Tomita Gonzalez family have signed a declaration to support and being part of the Heavenly Parents' Holy Community. On September 23rd and 25th, a 3-day Divine Principle workshop was held. On this occasion, the focus was not just presenting the regular DP lectures, but also in giving a lot of time for people to share their hearts and personal stories. In this way, a very personal touch was created and people expressed how much they felt an atmosphere of love and care for one another.
Warm greetings to everyone from UPF Italy. On September 30th, the 7th consultation meeting of the UPF Italian think tank project took place. Cultural diplomacy as a tool for conflict resolution and prevention was the introductory speech given by Professor Marco Lombardi, director of the Department of Sociology of the Catholic University in Milan. The value of spirituality for the social harmony, this is the theme of the webinar on October 5th, promoted by the Interreligious Association for Peace and Development. At the end, a lively and interesting session of questions and answers presented by young people belonging to the different communities of faith. October 12th marked the start of the International Association of Art and Culture for Peace in Italy. On the theme Art and Culture Instruments of Peace, the testimonies of the first 3 members of IAACP.
On September 10th and 11th, 2022, we hosted in our center in Madrid an interreligious congress on the topic of nature and spirituality, how religions face global change. This event was co-organized between UPF, the Spanish Hindu Federation, and CAICIT, an intergovernmental and interreligious organization. The content of the congress was based on a book published earlier this year under the same title. Armando Lozano, UPF Director of Spain, representing the Unificationist tradition, spoke on Samuel Moon's understanding on the role of nature in human existence. It was meaningful to have a diverse audience of 50 participants listening gently and attentively about True Father, along and at the same level with Christians, Jewish, Muslims, Buddhists, Hindus, and Baha'i representatives. It was remarkable also how there was a beautiful sense of community among the speakers, who shared and expressed themselves freely with each other in a familiar atmosphere. We are very grateful for having hosted such an event, which was not our own organization's initiative, and we hope to collaborate much more in the future with these speakers.
On the 30th September, honoring the International Day of Peace, Women Federation Spain collaborated in an event analyzing the situation of Afghan women after the withdrawal of American troops. Peace laureate Dr. Sakena Jacobi insists on the importance of education for the progress of a society. She expressed her admiration for the Afghan women and how much she wants them to be educated and learn to negotiate the improvement of Afghanistan with love, compassion, and wisdom.
UPF Portugal participated in the Week of Interfaith Harmony and Intercultural Dialogue, being held from 10th to 15th October 2022. This significant event took place in Odivelas City Hall in partnership, among others, with the Lusophone University of Lisbon and with the High Commissioners of Migrations. During this week, the program included temple visits, concerts, and a gastronomic and cultural fair, culminating with a prayer of peace. On Tuesday, a delegation came to visit our peace embassy, where we were able not only to present UPF, but also about the history of our movement and its founders. In the Portuguese Peace Embassy, the important and significant joint Sunday service took place, where a partnership between Portugal and Angola Brotherhood was made official. A former member of Maltese Parliament, Joseph De Bono Grech, and also Peace Ambassador and UPF advisor, was given a Lifetime Achievement Award at the European Parliament in Strasbourg after 18 years of service. Foundations is an online course on spiritual leadership. It will provide some solid ground for your next big step in life. Excellent speaker from our Unificationist family will share the hard-earned insights into the application of divine principle.
Join Foundations Season 2 starting on October 21st and ending on December 2nd. Apply for the program before October 17th via the link or the QR code. See you there!
Thank you very much for watching. We really wish you a lot of blessings and heavenly fortune. Have a wonderful week!
It's always nice to hear about what's going on. I think especially this week we're celebrating the anniversary of I think 3 different blessings. So let's just give a round of applause to everyone who was celebrating the anniversary this week. Also, that Foundations program, that looks really cool. I'm not sure if any of you want to sign up for it. I think Simi and I did the first one, and that, yeah. Look, former Foundation speaker right there, if you want to speak to her about it afterwards. Yeah. Also, I'm not sure if you noticed, but Auntie Mercedes was in there, and there was something about her witnessing. And if you're interested in witnessing, she's a really good auntie to speak to. I've spoken to her a few times through HARP events, and she's got a really beautiful heart when it comes to witnessing and a very clear and practical approach to it. So if you're interested in that, you can contact me afterwards. I can pass on some clips from her. And yeah, anyway, that's it for the weekly update. And now it's time for the main event. So our sermon giver today is from South London, but she's currently working in Central London. Ooh. All right, this is too easy, I guess, from that. So, yeah, she's also a fellow member of the core HARP team, and... Oh, damn it! All right, it didn't really work. As you can see, it's Alma Guyler. Let's welcome her up!
Hello, hello. Okay, so while I set up, how about everyone share with the person next to you or in trios, or depending on what row you are sitting, and share something that you're excited for this year, I guess. So from now to next October. And yeah, start, talk. Huh? Sorry? Can I take that out if I want? Yeah, okay, cool. Okay. Have you had enough time? Yeah? Cool. So I hope that raised the energy. So welcome to, I guess, the first HARP workshop HARP service in a long time, because I think the last one was like in February. And because we're starting up again with HARP services, I thought it would be quite useful to understand what HARP is. So, can anyone tell me what HARP stands for, letter by letter? Do you want to try? Go on, raise your hands. Yeah. Nice. But if we're as under 15, that would have been great. Anyway. Okay, cool. So yeah, HARP, H-A-R-P, stands for High School Association for the Research of the Principal. Ooh. Yeah. So let's talk about the origin and the purpose. Initially, when the movement started in the early years before all the second gen were born, we used to have CARP, which is College Association for the Research of the Principal, which we still do and we still have. So it's education of the principal given to everyone who was a new member or starting or everyone who wanted to know. Then second gen came, and obviously they needed education. So then they started HARP, which is for high school, and high school is for 11th to 18th. It had as a purpose to take care of the unification youth, as it says there, and to also educate in character and life of faith, providing a space for practice and learning the principle in real-life settings, so like workshops, activities, just in general. It wasn't created to be a bubble. It was created to be a lifestyle, somewhere where you can learn and put in practice, so then you can take it outside of the workshops or outside of the activities. Obviously, the education that we were provided had to be different because we were taught from early age. So you couldn't just give the DP to an 11-year-old and tell them, read it, you learn everything. Because the education and the DB workshops that they had, which they still do, it was for 18-year-olds plus. So they adapted that for us, and they adapted it for not only the age, but also the moment that we live in and the situation in society, and going deeper into making it more practical because society changes and the world changes as years go by. And I thought it would be good for you to know that not only the literal meaning of HARP, but also to share what I think HARP is and should be. So this is what HARP is for me. So everyone should have.
Tell me you can do it. I don't want to hear baby. Tell me you can do it. Yeah. All right, you can do it. Yeah, I can do it. All right, show us. You ready to show us? No, come on, show us. James, you can do it. Just let it go. Look out your thought. 3 seconds, and then you'll see that. Are you ready? Come on, James.
I got this, James.
Go. Yeah.
Come on, James.
All right. Let's go. No steps, okay? Just let yourself
Release.
and then it'll be over. It'll be the last one. All right. All right, guys, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah!
Yes.
Let's go, James!
Him, and also that he would be okay. That is what HARP should be. So HARP is not only just the education that it provides for us and helping us grow and showing us how we can go forward and how we can go in life, but also what can be done and what we should do, but also providing a network of safety and of support and being that those people who are holding you when you're taking a leap of faith, falling backwards in life, when you're faced with any struggles, any obstacles, or anything that will push you off the cliff or push you out the edge. HARP is a network that you build to be there for you in those times. So it's not just about physically doing activities, but also when you're alone out there, you have a network of love and trust. And not only that, not only just your peers and the ones that are near you and you can see, you can talk to, but also God. Because your relationship with God is something that if you should be able to relate and grow it when you're younger, when it's easier. And I'm not going to go into the studies or the entire, I guess, science behind it. But the earlier you start in making active choices and building that relationship with God and going out to search and asking, the earlier you'll be able to find and see Him. And it's not about just passively doing it. So, a few examples. My HARP journey, per se, started, I would say, when I was 14, on my first ESGD workshop. A few people have been to Camberg, so they should recognize the place. And that was back when you could use the river. You could go in the river and you would not get as sick. So we had a water fight after this. And HARP, I learned on that first workshop that was actually not just a few people in Portugal that would go camping on summers, but it would be a place where you can learn from others, and there's a lot more people that are like you, that are maybe not in the same country as you, but they're going through the same things. And you can still be friends. Even if you haven't spoken in years, you'll still be friends. And some of the friendships that you have in your early years of HARP are the friendships that you carry for life. So yeah, I think a few Brits are there, so you probably can see Abby just behind Cynthia. There's like Inson just down here. I think, yeah, there's a few people. There's Sansu somewhere, just at the front. Taka from France. And yeah, you can see a photo afterwards, so you can see the people. And yeah, I'm just there behind my teammates. And that was my team. That was my first team. For some of you, I think the only person you might kind of know, that's Daniel Tinev's older brother, just in the back there. Yeah, so you might have met Daniel Tinev in the workshop. And at the same time, HARP was a place where I learned that what you do and the investment that you put in is what you take out. As I said, you can't be passive about your faith. You can't be passive about what you do in HARP. You have to be active. What you give and what you put in, your efforts and your anything really, your inquiring, your questions, your involvement is what you get out. And funny story, the way that I learned that was that this, as I said, it was my first workshop, especially international. I had never traveled outside of Portugal or Romania, especially not without my parents. So I was shy. I did not do much. I don't remember much of the workshop. I remember the team chant, kind of, because it was based on We Will Rock You, but that's basically it. And so I made the promise that for the next workshop, I would be involved, that I would give it my all, that I would try to do anything and everything I could do so I wouldn't miss out. And what I took from this workshop, which I still say that it's my favorite workshop of all them, when I was a participant, not staffing. And yeah, that's the red bracelet that I have that everyone sees. No, it's not Brotherly in Arms band, okay? It's the OG red bracelet. What I took from this workshop was a lot greater than what I took from the first workshop, because I actually put myself out there. I went for, in the breaks, I would go ask everyone, do you want to play Matanage? Do you want to play Matanage? Let's go play Matanage. And I would gather everyone and anyone that would want to, and we would go play Matanage or double or other games. And in one of the moments that I did, I think it was the very first day, I approached this guy from Poland, and I was asking everyone, and he was just standing there doing nothing. So I was like, you know what, you can play Matanage. So I asked him, do you want to come play Matanage? He said, yeah, sure. He was shy. And then we played Matanage. And he ended up having a lot of friends. And I never thought of it twice. I was just like, he's doing nothing. He can come help me have a team of Matanage. And at the end of the workshop, we used to have the diplomas, and it used to be an A4 page doubled in half. And everyone would write, from your teammates especially, they would write something for you to take home. And then you'd go around the entire workshop and all your friends, and you ask them, can you sign my cards? And I don't know if he approached me or if I asked. But at the end, when I was reading all the cards, I saw a tiny message that said, thank you for inviting me to Matanage. I don't think I would have been able to make any friends if I hadn't gone to that game. And that's when I learned, oh, damn, my actions have consequences. And it's also a place where you learn how to relate to brothers and sisters as siblings. So you can grow your love, also grow understanding others that aren't just people that you're forced to live with in a household. This was my team. Baby Jesus there is Andreas. Some of you might know him from Finland. Yeah, I don't think you know anyone else there. And that's the Portuguese team, which, Gabriel's not there, so you probably don't know much. And this was the first workshop in the UK that I went to. And I have a story to exemplify being active and being passive. So I've always loved guitars. I've always wanted to learn how to play the guitar. And I don't remember exactly when it started, but I think around like 13 or something. And when I was 14, I got a guitar. And it was nice. It was actually nice with Italian, it worked, had all the strings, nothing was missing. And I fell in love with it. I played with it, I think, for like 2 days. I've had that guitar for 7 years. Do you know how much I know how to play? Happy Birthday song, that's it. That's how active I was in trying to learn how to play the guitar. And if you're not active in exercising your faith or just working with your faith, you'll end up having a guitar for 7 years and you've done nothing with it and you know nothing about it. That's the same with your faith. It's not something that you just have. You have to work at it. It doesn't just come naturally. You have to put practice, you have to pray, you have to learn, you have to educate yourself, you have to want to grow. And if you don't do that, you'll just end up with a guitar in the attic that doesn't do not much. You might try to take it out a few times, learn one song or the other, and then forget it a year later, which I've done as well with Tracy Chapman, but anyway. So you have to put in practice what you learn while it's still fresh. You can't just wait for, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it another day. I'll try it Saturday maybe because I'm free and there's nothing else I can do. You have to take a bit of time of every day that you have and be like, okay, I'll dedicate 10 minutes in the morning to say, good morning, God. Talk about what you have your plan for the day or whatever. And then you go about your day. Or you go to the Sunday service every single week. And every week you try to take one thing that you can apply for the week. Whether that be, I don't know, forgiveness or any other topic that might be a sermon, or even this, be active in your faith. And I think at the same time, HARP is a place where you should be able to also learn that your value doesn't come from what you do and what you can give, but it comes from inside of yourself. And at the same, so as an example for that, if I had a 20-pound note, would you want it? Yeah. You can answer. Okay. If I fold it in 4, would you still want it? Yeah? If I drop it on the ground, step on it, and like really step on it, would you still want it? If I cut it in half, would you still want it? Okay, some people are hustlers. Okay, what if I dropped it in a dog poop and I stepped on it and it would be covered in poop? Would you still want it? Does it still have value? Yeah, so all of you are like the 20-pound notes. Your value doesn't disappear, but it doesn't mean that you have to be put in poop. I feel like that went over her head, but it's fine. So yeah, I would say don't take for granted what you have here, because you have a harp. There's countries that might not really have a harp in place, or uncles like Uncle William with that all the wisdom and all the knowledge and research that he's done, and to teach you the principle in real life, or to teach you the principle as it is. Many countries don't have an Uncle William. Why do you think he's going on London SDF? He's wanted everywhere. So you have to take what you have and what's presented for you when you get it. You can't just take it for granted. You can't take this community for granted. Fair enough, a lot of people at home and can't really travel to London, or there's train strikes, there's workshops going on, but they're still there. Just because you don't see them, doesn't mean they're not there. They're like air, they're still there. So then take your community or HARP for granted. Don't take some of the elders that are in your community, that are, for example, in this photo, for granted. They're still there, just maybe they're at work or busy, but doesn't mean that they won't care for you if you reach out. And yeah, do take the wisdom from other people that have been on workshops, have been in your community, have been there on Sunday, and that have done something, I don't know, that have been there. Yeah. So I think that is it for my talk. So I'll leave you with the question of, if you are given a guitar, are you just gonna stand and know happy birthday and not learn anything? Or are you gonna practice until you can play anything in the world? Okay. Actually, yeah, anyway. I have questions for afterwards, but that's it.
All right, thank you, Alma. I think Alma covered some really important points there. I think, first of all, we shouldn't forget that we are in HARP, and that stands for something. And obviously, we just went through what it stands for, literally. But it's important for us to think about what it means to us and how we're investing into HARP. So yeah, thanks, Alma, for reminding us about that and going through your journey in HARP and thinking about what we can do with it. So let's give her another round of applause. And now we have an opportunity to reflect on that. So yeah, let's take a few moments to reflect. right, thank you, Eddie, once again for playing the piano. And I'd like to invite up the rest of the band to lead us in an offering song. Please feel free to give generously. You don't need to drop your money in any poo or just put it straight in the offering bowl. And Len will be coming around with that. So everyone, please rise for the offering song.
Chase away the power of Satan, far away beyond the land and sea. Build for God a boundless kingdom, give joy and liberty to all. Come the people all around the world, let's unite into one. And His great will forevermore. What do we do? Unite, let's unite into one. Nation uniting all the people of the world. Raise the white cross on our banner, higher powers Everest waves. In the blue Pacific waters, cleanse the sword that brought the victory. Come people all around the world, let's unite into one. Now resolve to end the deep resentment of the long centuries past. What do we do? Unite, unite, let's unite into one. Bring about one nation, uniting all the people of the world. Build a fortress to defend the peace on the great new heaven and new earth. We will all sing hallelujah, sing for Him that was above. The people let's unite into one. Share the joy and glory of heaven, hidden so long from every eye. What do we do? Unite, let's unite into one. Nation uniting all the people. One more time. Unite, let's unite into one. Sing about one nation uniting all. Please join me in offering prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this day. So grateful that we come here today with our brothers and sisters to HARP Service and to spend the time with each other. And yeah, I pray we can have a great month, great week, and yeah, get better every day. So pray my name, best family, or Jew.
All right, thank you, Len. Everyone, please be seated. So yeah, now it's time for some discussion. So as you can see, sorry? Oh, that's useful. All right, so we'll have discussion groups, and now how many groups should we have? Four groups. All right. I'm going to mix it. So I'm just going to give you a number 1 to 4. Please remember it. Don't be retarded. Yeah. It's not that difficult. If it's really hard, just if you're 1, put 1 finger up, and then you can look at your finger and remind yourself that you're in that group, okay? All right. So Alma will be 1. Stacey, you could be 2. Tanya, 3. Chris, 4. Okay, I'm going to stop saying names. It's going to take too long. 1, 2. Tiger, 3. Kai, 4. All right. That didn't work out. 1, 2. Will, 3. 4. 1, 2. Youngjin, 3, Alex, 4, Hanong, 1. Oh, what am I doing? All right, 2, Laura, 3, 4, 1, 2, Kieran, 3. Raymond, do you want to be in a breakout room, in a discussion group? All right, 4. All right, so can we have 1s at the front here, 2s at the front here, 3 at the back, and 4 at the back there. And the questions are, actually, I'll read them out once we're in our groups. All right.
Oh, sorry.
That. All right. 2 is front here. All right. So the first question is, what is HARP for you? And then you can start to look at how can you be more active in your community? What is something you have taken for granted and need to appreciate more? And share one main takeaway from today's talk. So yeah, feel free to answer that in whichever order you'd like.
what's your favorite thing?
This isn't random.
And then
The next step, it's worth
yeah,
it.
that's one of
And it's always been exciting. And then half for me, it's kind of scary. The idea that it shouldn't just be. I think that's my next step because I'm very worried that people will be Christian. So to find out the principle, it's not just for saying how I
so which one's your favorite?
this is why friends are really important.
Oh yeah, I do speak to you about that all the time. Yeah, no, there's a few Christian I do speak about, especially parents in HARP. It's easier to kind of like, but then all the other, like, all these like Christian.
Will with his friend Abu. That's really cool to see. No, you guys always hear
They're not from the top two.
okay.
Oh yeah, that's where we're customers. Yeah, but it's kind of like hard because like as your lawyer, like she'll be.
How long was it? I don't know. I used to be. I was actually like,
Actually, I don't know how attainable it is.
I think that's
Maybe they should like
But it's easy to talk to you guys. It's a bit more difficult.
Yeah, I'd say me also workshops are very good. And again, yeah, I think I think I've always had them.
recently I've done it about 30 times, so I could take your responsibility.
That's a way to do it.
I knew you didn't want to. I guess
They just need. They have all. They just need people. How would you like to contribute? Whoa!
So is it like the question something that you answered like in the past?
You get general.
When you go to Rome, I think definitely when I was in school and I already all at school, especially in England, people are really like don't have friends outside of school, so like there was people always trying to like do things outside of school. So on the weekend, I'm always gonna have my friends. Like I've always just knowing that I've got like 10 friends, like guaranteed, like really good friends that I've known for so many years. That's something really rare. Like we will never. Like loneliness is a reality in the world. Like some people don't have friends, and that will never be an issue for us. So I think that's quite powerful. When you really think about that, that some people, if they don't actively like in school, like do things outside of school and try and make friends in life. I've known my guys since 5, 6 years old, so we're always going to have friends. So that's something I definitely take for granted for a long time.
It's really easy to say that.
Also, in terms of family as well, it's very easy to look at things that are wrong with our family that is bad, and then realize that you have two parents who are together, that aren't divorced and who aren't doing good nonsense. That's probably like in the top 5%, 10% of the whole world. Like, not many people have that, so that's something that I take for granted every day. The fact that like I have parents that care about me and that aren't that are together and that have a good relationship.
Did you say me?
So I have like, I have like a roadmap to what I want to have as well. So that's the two things that I definitely do still take for granted like day to day. So,
Have you been? Oh yeah, it's Watford, yeah. I mean, you know, exactly. Actually, it's not from the school.
My area.
Anyway, Tom's my best.
They are very similar.
Basically, they have a industrial building. Yeah, exactly. It's a warehouse. But like they have this little. It's basically like a rave. It's like as in like yeah, the music is like full on. Lighting. And it's literally like I've actually been there, but I've seen it. Yeah, but more like as close as you can get to it. Anyway, it's like
crazy. Like, not a lot of people.
I want to say it's
They
like
don't even. That's not even a thought in their mind that they want to have a family that stays together. Like get those kids together, get married, and have kids. Like for some people, that's not even a possibility because they haven't seen that in their parents, so it's like they don't even know.
it's
When is your birthday?
no.
Can we come to your birthday?
If you don't forget.
That'd be weird. I never actually been to Beatles.
20th of November, right? I'll see if I can.
the fact that I didn't really make effort with my school friends, just know that I've got like 10 guys who are like, so you know what I'm saying? And they were like always constantly trying to reach out, and I just didn't care. So I was like,
Anyway,
it's not, yeah, but it's up and down though, right? Like,
theatre there, and they rent
they don't have that.
I've never been. Again, it's like it's another scale to. In terms of like local stuff, it's pretty. Soul Diver is. I mean, Soul. Hey. Anyway, sorry, I'm meant to repeat off with you.
I'll say how the summer
as humans, we always would have used that. If you didn't have time, you would die. Right? So that's something intrinsically in us. So if like, the fact that we just born into that, that's crazy. It doesn't like not many people are just born into like this solid community, and the fact that it's based on something bigger than yourself is huge.
Alright, what was everybody's favourite workshop?
Well, as in like things right? Yeah. And it's easy to think. Yeah. And then what if it just didn't work?
want to kind of, yeah, to my children. I always think about like what age do I want to give them? Yeah.
I remember when I was really on the smartphone, I was like pressing my parents so much. You see little man had it, I was like, I need it. So it's like then it's maybe they're like a little bit resentful if you don't give it to them.
Yeah, that's the thing is it's like holidays.
I say my favorite
Yeah, it's like let's like feed it's so cool. Yeah, and we have to talk about the cat. Oh, it's like clouds and you go like
I don't think you jump through that.
I think I was so texted. It was like my first wasn't Android, but it was HTC or something. It was not. I don't know, but I don't know what it was.
Stylish.
Windows or something, and I went up. I downloaded. I went and googled like Android download pack. I tried to and I'm like, I think I had like. No, that's no. But I don't. I was
absolutely true.
just go crazy now.
Exactly. So because obviously our parents didn't know. They didn't know. Sometimes like ruin it. There's like, and so yeah, we take the
Alright, last few minutes.
Even if you don't give up, it's like, alright, gravity. It's like, because there was one point, freedom. You know, like for me, I always been someone who like you know, that's why I usually workshops and necessarily like a lot because I want to do more necessarily but anyway, so when I hear that so this is a question that I eventually I really agree to. It's like it is like this way, but it's like this is if you think outside of reality, you're gonna have a hard time as well. If you don't accept gravity, it's like, no, I want to be free. I want to jump out the window. It's like, that's not going to turn out.
Toxic packets that come in the shoes. Yeah, I think it's yeah, but like, it's not nicotine, but not nicotine, it's nothing.
Keeps it dry, right?
You're thinking about the one for once. No, the food, there's like, when you have like seaweed or.
Anything needs to be dry, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, last minute. What was your take? Yeah, well, all right, just a completely different.
Well, we've done quite a few road
Central London or South London? Strengths and benefits, sure. Strengths and weaknesses.
Central London or South London?
Yeah. What's that? Where should we have HARP Service? Taking location into consideration, taking Queensway and HARP. Where would you rather have HARP Service?
I'd rather have it here.
There we go, there's 1%.
Where would you rather have
All right, guys, let's turn our chairs around. We've got some announcements. All right, quiet, please. Last 30 seconds. Final points. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Everyone find a seat. All right. We'll have an opportunity to continue our discussions afterwards. It seems that you guys have a lot to say based on this talk, so that's great to hear. But yeah, just quickly, we'll have some announcements and then you can get back to your conversations. So firstly, we will have a River South HARP Sunday service on the 4th Sunday of this month. So that's 2 weeks from now, obviously at the Peace Embassy. So I hope to see many of you there. And
Wait. There's not on that Sunday.
what? All right, false information. Sorry about that.
23rd, next Sunday.
So on the 23rd, we will have a service in South London, but I expect to see you here instead because we'll be celebrating Children's Day, north of Thames. So you've got two choices. You can either go to South London for their HARP service, or you can come here to celebrate Children's Day with the North of Thames community. Or you can do both. You can do what Hannah and Bobby and Amy did last time and go to South London and come here afterwards for the food. But you didn't go? Oh my gosh, you guys are such failures. Okay. All right. That's another thing. Try to make it on time to service. That's another I'll tell you, one of my main takeaways from this service is that it's really important to be on time because it sets a tone and it shows that you appreciate all the investment that's gone into organizing that service. So obviously Alma created her message and the slideshow and everything, and we can show her that we appreciate the time she's put in by turning up on time so that everything starts off in the right way. So let's try to do that. Whichever service you go to next week, try to be there on time. That can be a good takeaway. Then we'll be back here on the second Sunday of the month, on the 13th. Let's just call it a HARP service. I know you guys don't really like calling it. Anyway, but it's a central London, north of Thames HARP service, youth service, whatever. So yeah, if you want to speak, if you want to give the message, you can. One thing we're trying to do here in North London is encourage people to volunteer themselves. So if they want to give a talk, whether that's at the regular service or the North London service, instead of waiting to be asked to give the talk, feel free to put yourself forward. That would be really nice. That way we also know that whatever's being said needs to be said and somebody feels like it's important for other people to hear that. So if anyone feels inspired, you can contact me. We can arrange that. And then we'll have the HARP UK Sunday service the week after. So, there's a lot going on for you guys. I hope that's inspiring and exciting. I think that's in South London. Yeah. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen that little announcement at the bottom. Ooh. So, yeah, we'll have a little Don't Be an NPC day, which is something we haven't done before. But I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. And more details about that will be released shortly. So yeah, watch this space. And that's it for the announcements. So I guess that brings us to an end. So I'd like to say thank you to everybody who helped out today. So let's give a big hand for Raymond at the back. He's been doing tech for us today. Thanks, Raymond. Let's give a hand for the band. Great job, especially Eddie. Hey, first timer. If anyone wants to have a go in the band as well, feel free to put yourself forward. Let's thank Len for doing the offering prayer. And obviously, Alma just beat me to it. I was about to thank her, but she turned the tables. But anyway, of course, the biggest round of applause goes to Alma. Thank you for giving the message. And last but not least, I'd like to thank everyone here for attending. It really does make a difference when you show up. Your attending makes it creates a service. It couldn't happen without you. And thank you to those who have stuck around online. I'm not sure if any of you are still here, but if anyone is there, thanks for joining us online. And we'll see you next time. So thank you. Feel free to hang out, make use of the area, go to Queensway, have some McDonald's. Anyway, yeah. See you guys.